I just want to take a few minutes and orientate yourself to the Blackboard shell and kind of discuss the file structure, folder structure, just to kind of help navigating the course a little better. So this is the landing page for the KIN 236 Blackboard shell. I have it in student preview. You'll see this bar here. You won't have that there. But this is what you'll see when you come on, and you'll see that you have announcements, course content, and syllabus. And outside of the first week looking at the syllabus and maybe checking the schedule, you'll be spending most of your time in these two aspects here. We'll do a lot of communication via announcements, and we will you'll be digging through the content based here on the course content. So we'll come here to the course content, and you'll see everything that you need is going to be contained within these units. We have 6 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Each unit represents several chapters within the textbook, self-contained quizzes, and tests. So you won't be jumping around from unit to unit. The only one you might be doing a little bit is this first one, Unit 0. And I use Unit 0 as more the introduction, and there's nothing that's tested in this aspect. There's no assignments due. It's more of an introduction to the course, and in this particular class, a segment on how to learn, particularly applied to the field of anatomy. So there'll be another video on that. This folder here is the live session information. If you click on this link, this will open up the WebEx platform, whether you have it installed on your computer, which I highly recommend, or you're doing it through a phone. I mean, you really could check in anywhere via phone, laptop, computer, mobile device. Your functionality is restricted on your device versus your computer. If you have files, screen sharing, the bigger the screen, the better. In this folder is where I'll keep all of the recorded sessions. And then following this, you have units 1 through 6. Each one is a self-contained learning module, so we'll click on Unit 1. The top of the folder will have our live session content, so not in the first couple, but in the last 3, like especially Units 3, 4, and 5. There'll be some, we'll be doing some active labs together, worksheets that you'll do, basically labs that we're doing online in person, and these are more to reinforce the concepts for that unit. And then everything should be consumed in the order that you find it. So I would, here is just a primer on what you're about to go through. So you'll click on these documents. One's a document, one's a PDF. And it just gives, these should be quick reads, 2 to 3 minutes that kind of prep you for what's to come. Here's a little 3 or 4 minute video that goes to the planes of movement. And then the first thing that we do is this worksheet, and these worksheets aren't busy work. What they're meant to do is force you to kind of go through the book a little bit, get acclimated with some of the appropriate terminology, so that when you actually start digging into the videos, it makes a lot more sense. So everything is here to optimize your learning, particularly your retention. So not about memorization, but by truly understanding the concepts here. And then I have the videos numbered. You have video 1.1. If it was something associated with it and not changing topics, it'll be 01, 02, but still within video 1. And then you have the first lecture, which is video 1.1, biomechanics and terms, 1.2, so you can see it's following a sequential numbering system. 1.3 for human movement part 1, 1.31 for movement part 2. But even if the numbers get mixed up, as long as you follow this sequentially, you'll be fine. And then here's worksheet 2, which is changing topics into the same exam. We're getting into biomechanics and levers, and then a quick little video on levers, and then back to the lectures again. And that's it. So there's about 5 main videos with 2 or 3 supporting videos. You'll have the chapter review exercises. You'll see that whenever you see a pencil and a ruler, that means it's an assignment that's expected to be turned in. If you just see a regular document here, it's for your own study aspect. These chapter review exercises are nothing more than the end of the chapter review exercise from your textbook. I just have them here. I think it's highly recommended. I think the textbook is a really good textbook. The review questions, particularly the practical application questions, are really good to help synthesize some of the practical, or at least understanding some of the concepts. But do them. It's not required, just there if you like. And then we do have these crosswords, and a big part of the anatomy aspect is terminology. And what I like about the crosswords is that it forces you to kind of deal with definitions, terms, in a way that's not just memorizing stuff visually, but kind of dealing with the letters and themselves. So if you want to do the crosswords, feel free. Everything's contained within this folder here, and you can print them out, fill them in, and then scan them, and then submit them for that extra credit. And then below the crosswords, you'll see I have some supporting images. These are images that I used in the either lecture. These will be the supporting files that I have that allow you to download the file itself so you can zoom into it instead of looking with the PDF. So again, just supplementary information and another couple other like study tips and so forth. So these are just copy and pasted websites. So just some supporting information if you want it. So that's how each of these folders is set up. And once you finish this, and let me exit the student view, your quiz for the module, for the unit, will pop up. And then this is due a week. This is usually live a week before the exam. This is meant to be a study tool that will be included in our review session for that week. And then the exam will also be found here when it comes time for that exam. Everything is self-contained in the unit, all of your content, any of the live session documents that you may need, and then the quiz and the exam, and then any other supplemental resources that we may have. But then once this exam is over, you're done, we move on to Unit 2. So that's it for the Blackboard Shell. Pretty straightforward. You'll be spending most of your time here at course content and the announcements. Please make sure you're checking your announcements, and if your announcements aren't forwarded to your to the email address that you check, it's defaulted to your Harper email address. Make sure you set that up in Blackboard, or just start using your Harper email address, because I think all of your pertinent information is coming through that. Thanks, and I'll check you on the next video.